they're obviously worried about it, and that's why they do it, because there's so much strategy that goes into the amount of media that any government official does, and they're doing it on purpose, aren't they, really, because they think that there's a mistake just around the corner.
Well, history would tell us that there is a mistake around the corner when it comes to President Biden. But look, this isn't anything new from him. It's not like it's a shift in strategy. He lags far behind former presidents Trump, Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, everyone going back to Ronald Reagan when it comes to holding these public press conferences. He's skipping the Super Bowl halftime interview show for the second year in a row. And again, when you look back to 2020, the campaign he ran, part of that was because of COVID, but it was almost entirely online. He wasn't necessarily sitting down for interviews. They were doing these Zoom fundraisers and Zoom drive-in car rallies. And this is just sort of the campaign that the president is looking to run. They said it worked in 2020. Why won't it work again in 2024? I think the big difference here is that the president now has a legislative record, for good or for bad, that his opponents can point to and, sort of campaign against themselves.
Interesting to look at the bookies and where they've got some of the US politics. It looks like Michelle Obama is $10 now to be the next leader of the Democratic Party. Now, a few weeks ago, that was seen as absolute folly, over my dead body. What is the possibility? Because you would think that someone like Michelle Obama is going to be a much more, particularly going forward, advantageous candidate than the sitting president.
The former first lady certainly has a couple of checks in her box as a potential nominee. One, she is younger. Two, she is a Black woman. And three, she remains one of the most popular figures in the Democratic Party, whether you're in office or out. I think there is not necessarily a panic among Democratic donors and party leaders here in D.C., but this is a narrative we've been hearing about since President Biden announced his campaign in April of last year. Is he going to be the nominee when we get to the convention in August? And I would still say he will be the nominee. Now, of course, there's a lot of media fervor and panic surrounding these recent string of gaffes. But again, President Biden is the only candidate that Democrats have who has defeated Donald Trump in an election before. And I do think switching horses this late in the race would signal weakness and sort of drive away some of those independent votes who are looking to the Biden administration's response on abortion, who are looking to do, expanded student loan debt relief that the president has been hampered on, but is still trying to continue and push forward on in a second term. So I do think there are some talks, and the media certainly is ginning up these conversations, but I believe President Biden will be the nominee at the convention in August.